Part B, phrase 2 of this waltz has our biggest challenge yet. It'll be an E major arpeggio. An E major chord uses E, G sharp, B. This chord will be broken up and played across 3 octaves. I would just play that for a day or two if you feel lost. I'm not playing with a great deal of speed. I'm not playing with legato connections between hand positions. I'm not playing with the rhythm that's written on the paper. I'm just playing E, G sharp, B with finger 1, 2, and 3. Before we try to add the rhythm that's there, it'll be good to think about the hand position changes. Whenever you play very quickly in an arpeggio, you may not literally have a legato connection between the last note of the position and the first note of the new position. And whenever you're playing slowly at first, it is okay for you to make a little disconnect between the 3rd note and the 4th note. Whenever you play finger 1 on E, try to get the other 2 fingers ready. Of course, whenever you're doing this position shift, and you're not being legato, and you're starting to go faster and faster, you may hit the finger 1 pretty hard on the E. So we should try to do various ways of playing so that you de-emphasize the E and you develop flexibility in how you're able to play this arpeggio. Let's challenge ourselves by doing a couple different permutations. Let's make it so that first we do the finger 1 playing the E loudly on purpose. By playing the first note of the E triad loudly and then the other 2 softly, you're building a foundation that will help you play those other 2 notes quickly in the future. Playing the G sharp and B softly will help you speed up later. You'll notice that we're still not doing legato and we're still definitely not doing the rhythm like it's written on the page. It is, on the page, a triplet and then a quintuplet. So now that you've done an accentuation on the first note of the triad, let's do an accentuation on the 3rd of the triad, on the G sharp, just to get some mental and physical flexibility. Touch the fingertip to the key you're about to accent before you play, and just play with extra force and let the other 2 notes of the triad be de-emphasized for physical ease. Let's go into now having the 5th of the triad be accented. This variety can help you whenever you're developing your technique and your hand control, and it'll help you whenever we play faster, and it'll help you whenever you start to change the rhythm in the future. Now that we've done that, I want to see if we could do this arpeggio in groups of 4. Let's do a loud note and then 3 soft notes. Okay, let's try to do 5 notes. A group of 5 notes where we have the first note loud and then 4 notes softly. That's going to be our group. So I ran out of notes. So I only have 4 notes up here. And I'm doing my pattern of just stretching my brain by doing groups of 5, and it's just going to fall in an unnatural place. Now, back to playing from the beginning. Let's try it without accentuation. We've done groups of 3 in all different ways. We've done groups of 4. We've done groups of 5. Let's try it just back without any accentuation at all. Play easy. Now could be a good time for you to start trying to connect the B to the E. In order for me to do this, I try various arrangements of my wrist bending, of my forearm rotating, of my fingertips playing on the side of keys. On the B, I play a little bit on the side sometimes, and that helps my thumb get about a quarter of the way there. I also have a combination of sometimes just hopping instead of even trying to be legato. And I'll be playing on the surface of the keys also, because I don't want to build in all this tension and excessive effort whenever I'm eventually going to play this stuff really fast. So I'm playing quite shallow. Because we do want to be able to play all different ways, I probably shouldn't stick to that forever, so let me try pounding out the keys now. Okay, there's another step I forgot. Whenever we were doing groups of 5, I did a group of 5 starting on the original E, and then I did a group of 5 starting on the 5th of the second triad. But in the actual music, we're going to need to start a group of 5 on this E to the right of treble C, so let's be sure to practice that. We need to really be good at playing that first note loudly, so we feel the beat, and then the other notes gently, so that we play with ease on those. Whenever I play loudly, I'm doing a push through my arm. I'm not just doing it with my fingertips. I'm doing it with my arm giving a little bit of impetus. Oops, so I did a group of 4 by accident. I'll just do it again on purpose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's go to the group of 5. And I like to also drop my wrist sometimes to get that accent. And I will have my fingers touching the keys before I put the power through my arm. Whenever you play quickly, sometimes just the placing of the fingers, because you're playing so fast and have a lot of momentum in your limb and in your fingers, just by touching the keys, you might have enough momentum to push the key down gently, especially whenever you're playing it for real and you're using the damper pedal. That reduces the amount of force your fingers need to make tone out of the instrument. And so whenever you're playing faster, you will just be able to have a physical impetus, and just touching the keys might be enough to make the sound come out. So I've practiced 5. I've practiced quintuplets starting on the original E, and I've practiced quintuplets starting on the second E. In a future episode, I'll work more on counting this complex rhythm and trying to make it so that your ability to play tuplets gets some training. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.